Great.
Hello, everyone. We are Team Earth, and today we're going to be talking about respecting animals, emotions, ethics, and cultural perspectives for this Animal and Societies podcast. My name is Eric.
Hello, I'm Jaden.
Hi, I'm Antonin.
Hello, my name is Manjot.
And I'm Emma.
So, what topics are we going to talk today?
So first segment we have is historical and spiritual perspective. And we are going to talk about two readers that have very similar things to say about animals, which is Paul and Mason. And Paul talks about how ancient Egypts believed that animals had souls, just like humans, and that animals were seen as links to the god, and even Muffet as sign of respect. And one of the quotes that we chose to discuss is that we forgot how significant it is to ascribe a soul to an animal.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I'd say one of the examples for Powell is that animals were mummified in ancient Egypt.
Oh, did her audio cut out?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. So, as I was saying, like animals were mummified in ancient Egypt as a mark of respect for their spiritual significance, like cats and other animals. Yeah.
And then Mason also talks about how early societies viewed animals as equal and spiritual beings, and over time, animal became a property due to the rise of farming and labor use. And also another thing that I would like to add is that even though these were the practices back then, but even still now in India, people worship cows because it's considered a sacred animal, and and there's people who worship them, and also beef is banned in India because of that reason. So there is still practices that people and participate and believe, just like the way it was in ancient times.
I think that's really interesting.
It's very interesting.
I think
Oh,
there's yeah.
Oh, you have
Oh no,
something
you
to
can
say?
continue.
Oh, I think there's a lot of different ways that humans interact with animals and lots of different types of relationships that we have with them. Some of the readings that I could connect were mainly Darwin and DeWall, talking about how animals experience complex emotions like joy and fear and affection. Um, and how some animals like dogs, cats, and horses have personalities and different temperaments, and they behave differently from each other. And one quick story I have about that is I recently visited um a place, Eastridge Mall, called Mini Cat Town, where they just foster cats and out for adoption. And the day that I visited with my friend, they must have had at least 15 cats on the floor, and sitting with them and just observing their behavior, not only with the visitors but also each other, was really interesting. And I was able to kind of connect that to the Algar and Algar reading, talking about how cats have their own social structures and friendships, not only with each other but also the environment around them. And it was really fascinating seeing how some cats would like cuddle up to each other on the couch, and then another one would, hiss or swat its paw at another one passing by if, they didn't get along as well, or if they were in their personal space. So that was a really interesting experience I had that I thought could connect to all these readings.
Yes. So the main point is like how animals have emotions and we
Mhm.
are not considered them that they have these emotions and we think that they're inferior beings.
Yeah, many people, I mean, think that a lot of animals can't experience complex emotions, but in reality they can, and they're more, like us than we thought.
Another thing that
When
I would like to add on this is, sorry, Annette, you can go ahead if
Mhm.
you want.
Oh no, I just wanted to say, like, have you guys seen those videos of like dogs and their own owners like interacting with other dogs, and then their like dogs get jealous of the other dog.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, cats too.
Yes, because they're protective. That's their human.
They
And
recognize.
that's exactly what I was going to talk about. But with cows, how I was reading another article where they were explaining how cows have way more emotions than us, because when they're out, just with their friends, and you will also always see a cow with like another cow. They're never alone. And if you separate one cow from the other, they get depressed and they die. Like that's to the level of emotions that they can feel and they express. So people, to the people who say that, oh, animals don't have emotions, that we're able to torture them at free will, they're like, which that's something that I don't agree with, because animals have souls, animals have feelings, just the way we do.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about like how loyal an animal can be, talk about the dog. I remember the story like in Japan where this dog always walked with their owner, like from the train to their house, and then one day the owner passed away. The dog still waited at their waiting spot, waiting for the owner to come back. And like that story was so sad to hear, I
Oh.
remember.
Oh yeah, his name's like
Yeah.
Hachiko, right?
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
there's like a whole statue dedicated to this dog, and
Yeah.
like it's like so cute, and it's like so sad to think about like how
Aw.
loyal a dog will like literally wait for you until they pass
Yeah.
away.
Oh.
So I think the other reason why humans think animals are inferior is because of anthropocentrism. And a reading that we can connect that to is Stewart and Benjamin, 2017, and Law Rita from 1994, and Kensal from 2016. So basically, it talk about how humans put their needs over animal needs, and they're just trying to make a profit. What, like anyone like to add?
I think it's really important that we brought up anthropocentrism, because it has a really strong hold on just our culture overall, right? Anthropocentrism is centers on human needs, and most often, takes advantage of animal resources, right?
Mm.
And you think about everything most things in our lives, like relating to capitalism and consumerism and everything like that, always takes advantage of animals and their lives to benefit us.
Just to go off of what Emma you were saying, another thing that I would like to add is how we use animals for fashion as well. There's a fashion industry that, makes leather products from animals.
Yeah.
There is no there is like no necessity for us for that. Like back in the days, even still people say that, oh, we have to eat animals because that's our main source of protein. But there's other sources of protein as well. And plus, when it comes to the fashion industry, it's so big that there's people who literally kill animals just that they can have leather shoes, leather purses, leather bags, which is not necessary at all for us to live.
Mm.
Absolutely.
I also like to add that there's also like hunting animals for sport too, like lions or alligators, just for the fun of it, not even trying to get the resources.
Hmm.
Moving on to another topic, we got indigenous and Eastern views on animals. Who want to talk about that?
Yeah, there's the reading from Kimmer 2013, which talked about the Potawatomi culture, which noted that all living things had spirit and agency, which showed that they were seen as people and not as objects. So they talked about how treating animals and nature is like a part of a connected community rather than just viewing them as resources like the previous one about anthropocentrism. And Kimmer challenged that the anthropocentric view where animals are often treated as property. So
Oh.
yeah, he did not like the anthropocentric view and tried challenging it. Yeah.
Just to add on to that, Kumar also talks about how that she recognizes that beans and lentils grains are the prime source of nutrients and protein in a traditional Indian diet, which means that Indian diets already recognized that meat is not essential. And this diet has been going on for decades and decades as we go back in the history that Indian diets and Indian people recognize that we actually don't need meat in order for us to survive. And also there's just another quote that I would like to state from Kumar, that Jains believe that each and every component of nature, right from rocks and trees to gods, contains an immortal soul, which is also known as Jiva. So there's a lot of readings on that as well, that we don't need meat. It's not essential just from animals. Even in the movie that we watched in class, the name of the movie I believe is The Game Changer. So that also states that in order for us to live, we don't actually need meat. We can have our protein from grains, from we can also learn from the Indian diet how it is possible to gain muscles. So anybody else that would like to add?
Talking about the Native Americans, it's like the only reason why they started eating meat was colonialism, and that connects to anthropocentrism, where the colonialism brought guns to Native Americans for trade, for survival, and they only thought about themselves during that time, and they didn't think about like hunting for bison, where they almost like brought bison to extinction, I believe, right? I don't remember. If someone can
Yes,
correct that.
that's true. Yes. And also that Hinduism and Jainism teach that all beings possessed are divine and rooted in non-violence, known as ahimsa. So not only do they teach that we don't need meat, but they also teach that non-violence, whether it's between humans, whether it's between human and animals, that we don't need violence. We should let the animals be how they are and give them space, whether we should give them the right, whether they want to interact or live with us or have their own separate society.
I feel like it's definitely hard for humans to live a different society with animals. There are definitely going to be times where we're going to interact with each other. Like there's definitely like farm animals. It's going to be hard to transition from like the interactions with animals and like with pets and like servant animals, because humans do rely on animals a lot more than we think of. Any
Yeah.
more comments on that? Sorry.
We're good, and I would just like to move forward with our last section, which is from our we're just connecting it to Rita Laws, that Jamaican food, natural and pure, connecting humans to nature and respecting all life. They believe that plant-based living aligns with respecting animals and also the environment, and highlighting how recognizing animal culture and embracing plant food tradition foster respect for life.
Definitely that's a good topic to discuss. Like, excuse me, it's a good topic, important topic to talk about, because humans mainly like do mass farms for produce, right? For animals, for cows, for pigs, just to eat meat. But we can eliminate that factor to help like make us humans healthier, but also save the earth, because there's a lot of green gas from making all this stuff for cows. And
Absolutely.
to close it off, does anyone else have any comments?
Yeah, I want to talk more about the Game Changers. I remember there's the scene, I forgot which football team it was, but they all became vegetarian. but like they showed that as soon as they became vegetarian, they became stronger. So it was like fighting against like the view that eating meat gives power and all of that. So it was really interesting to see that they got stronger by being vegetarian. And to add on to like another topic that I wanted to hop in before about DWAL, about how like animals would die without each other. I recently went to like a pet store, PetSmart, and they said I wanted to buy a couple guppies, like 2 of them, but they wouldn't let me buy it because they said guppies have to come in pairs, or actually more than a pair. They have to come in families of 5, so they could like I guess socialize because they need to be with each other. So even fish have like sentience in that regard.
Yeah, a lot of animals are like that. I didn't know that about fish though. That's really interesting. I know a lot of like rodents, like rats and guinea pigs and even like chinchillas, they need a companion animal or they need a companion with them or else they won't thrive and they'll get sick and die.
To be honest, I feel like with that topic, I feel like most animals always need a companion or they will slowly lose their minds. Like humans, especially, we need a community, a sense of community.
Yeah, we're all social creatures.
Perfect. Anybody like to add anything?
Mm, I think that's
I think that's
good.
good.
I think that's good.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah,
That
thank
was
you.
a
Thank you for
good,
watching the
good,
podcast.
good discussions, guys.
Bye bye.
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 Bye.